Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are at the Hunter Penta Suite. Welcome to my abode. And now here's a recording of the Taxi Butler meeting from today.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Good morning. Hold on.
Good morning.
Got people coming in.
How are you?
All right, to you?
Good. At home today, Ashley?
No, I'm not at home. Look, I wish it was home. I'll just show you where I am. Look at my view.
Oh, wow. Where are you?
I'm down at Sennen Cove at Land's End.
Land's End?
Yes.
Where is that?
Right at the end of Land, right at the bottom. You can't go
Makes
any
sense
further.
with the name.
Land's End. Yeah, it's a little village just at the bottom of the Land's End there. So, yeah, it's been a bit rough, but it's a bit quieter today. I was out swimming yesterday, which was nice, and but it was really rough. So, but yeah,
Wow.
I haven't had a chance to get out surfing because it's just not been right. But no, it's good.
Nice.
So you look like you're in your granny's house there.
This is the place that we're stopping in. Yeah, 10-bedroom villa cottage. It's big, but yeah, it's not the sort of place that, you know, it's just one of those holiday places. Wants upgrading if it was your own, but no, it's good. £3,600 a week. You think they'd do it at the high season, wouldn't you?
Well, to be honest, whilst they've got people paying that sort of money, why bother painting it?
Right.
Right. Sorry, I'm just waiting for, I think, a few.
How are you, Eddie? You okay?
Yeah, all good here. Yeah. Had a bit of the man flu this week, but we'll managed to survive it.
Yeah, good.
But doing all good. Yeah. We're I think January was generally probably for everyone, the start of it is usually a little bit quieter, but yeah, right now it's kind of full steam ahead, and especially everyone kind of moving back to everything being open and venues and things like that. So it's kind of, yeah, everyone's kind of starting to accelerate their activity, which is good.
Yeah, good. Anything new on the horizon? New bits coming through?
There is, I think, something got to do with a QR code, which it's a project where it's you would have it placed in different parts of, let's say, a hotel or something. So not just a butler on reception, but you'd have codes be able to place around different rooms, which would then link to a booking page. So it'd basically be the same thing, but just without a without a taxi butler in one specific location, so you can kind of maximize the amount of bookings you're getting. So that's in the pipeline we're looking at the moment. Maybe have more information about that coming up soon as well.
Yeah.
Just in case, just connect your hotspot.
People are coming on board now.
Yes, great.
I'm just chasing them. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just busy WhatsApping the invite again. Bear with me a second.
Will I be able to share my screen, David?
Yeah, I'll give you that permission in a second.
All right.
To begin with, Taxi Butler meeting now.
Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Ashley. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good, mate. Thank you.
Good. You've always got a smile on your face, Mike. I like to see that.
A lot of masturbating.
Andy, I see me every day.
I'm a bonus. Right. Ash, whilst we just get a few more joining us, somewhere on your screen there's a gentleman wearing a tie called John McVicker. When you're not on holiday.
Hi, John. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll arrange us in with you to meet him properly next week, because he's got some utilities and things for you to do your magic on.
Yeah, brilliant. So, yeah,
I'm not going this week because you're sat there in your granny's flat.
Yeah.
Looks very nice anyway.
Yeah. Right. I think that's it at the moment. It is being recorded, Eddie.
Okay.
So let me give you permission to share screen, and I'll let you take over the call. And then any questions for the guys, and obviously bring us up to date with the latest product. John, are you using Taxi Butler down there at Plymouth? I don't think you
No, we use WebBooker.
Okay, Gary's just coming. WebBooker.
Is that your own WebBooker or
AutoCab's WebBooker.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Wait a second. Participants, right. Eddie. Right, more. What I'm going to do is make you co-host.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that through now?
You should be able to give it a try.
Yeah, it says in brackets co-host. Try sharing your screen now.
All right, let's go for it. How's that?
Perfect.
All right, let's. Can you see the presentation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to mute Ash because we're hearing his conversation.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for joining this morning. I spoke with David and Ashley before about opening this up to the whole Take Me group because we currently work with quite a few customers within the Take Me group, and we have a great relationship that goes back quite a while. So good to help each other grow as both our businesses grow and see if we can help provide a solution that makes your business easier. So I'm sure most of you maybe have heard of it or seen the TaxiButler in some capacity. So I thought I'd just walk you through the basics of it. There is a TaxiButler 1, which is the original one we created, and we've also got the TaxiButler Pro, which was more of a recent addition, which is a slightly more sophisticated product, which is perfect for certain venues. So just going to walk you through it. If you have any questions throughout, please do let me know, and I can answer them.
Okay.
Just as an intro to myself, so I look after the UK market, mainly the UK. I look after some of the Europe as well, and we have a whole team who can jump in at some point as well to support. We also are part of a group which is Butler United, and you can see on the side there some of the companies that fall within that. You might be familiar with a few of them, or at least one of them. But yeah, so two of these started actually during COVID. Which was one for providing driver screens and another one to provide antigen tests, which have really helped customers, I think, in the past 18 months. But yeah, that's the wider group, and but today we'll talk about TaxiButler. So I think the beauty of the TaxiButler 1 is that it's simplicity. So it connects and integrates with your dispatch provider. We do all that in the background. We're already connected with a lot of the dispatch providers. The main ones, and it just allows you or your customers in venues to book a taxi with one click. So you can see a little screenshot there of the TaxiButler itself and the information it provides to the receptionist and also the customer who is ordering the taxi. And a lot of these are mainly placed in hotels, bars, and restaurants, but we'll talk about some of the venues as well a bit later in the presentation. So just to explain there, so the receptionist or the actual end customer would press the button. The driver accepts it, and it kind of talks to the dispatch software in the background, and then the ETA and the driver details or the reference number are then present on the screen, and when they arrive, it then updates as well to say they've arrived. And I think you're probably already aware of the benefits of using something like this, but the obvious one is automated booking, so you don't have people calling your call center as much. Which made things a lot easier. But it also can be used as a tool to win new business in your area with certain venues. And if you get in there with the TaxiButton, then it helps you maybe retain them as well because it's offering something that makes their lives easier, so they don't have to call all the time. And on the TaxiButler 1, it's got two buttons on there, so it makes it really simple. You've got one button for clicking to book or to cancel the taxis. You've got another little cross button on there as well, which makes it very simple and very intuitive. You can do so you can do two vehicle types on there. So your standard 5-seater, and then you can choose one other one to have on there as an option as well, maybe a 7-seater. And you would receive driver details and ETAs for that. And the pricing for that on a monthly, the monthly amount per TaxiButler starts at £10.53 per month. It's you can hold it in your hand. It's very light. It's a small version of it, and it comes with a SIM. Usually a standard 2G. It usually covers most areas, and it's absolutely fine. But if you find some venues or some areas have limited 2G signal, then there's also a 4G option as well. And it's mains powered, so it needs to be plugged into a socket. The TaxiButler Pro. So we wanted to create something that would also provide venues with an option to input more information for the taxi company, for the drivers, and we had a few bits of feedback from customers years ago about that, and we created the TaxiButler Pro. So this has a lot more it's a touchscreen device, slightly bigger than the TaxiButler one. And you can still have the option of just pressing a button and just ordering it as you do with the TaxiButler one, but it has more functionality as well. I'm actually going to click out of this presentation and go into the TaxiButler Pro presentation as well, because it provides a little breakdown of all the features of the TaxiButler Pro. Can you see my screen still, the TaxiButler Pro?
Yeah.
It's loading. Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
So you can book a taxi instantly as you would normally do with the one, but now there's also a pre-booking option as well. So you can do days in advance, certain times, and again, you get live updates on the pre-booked taxi. Can you see the kind of animation on the right there? Is it moving through and showing you how it's worked?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So we've also got live pricing as well. You need just to let you know, these options are all optional, so you don't have to activate them, but if you want to, you can. So this is it. Once the destination is entered, it will provide a live price estimation if you have that activated in the back end for that journey, which is really useful for customers if they want to know how much it might be for the ride.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is another big one, which is with the one you can't enter the destination in, whereas this is connected to Google Map. So as you would search, and it kind of automatically suggests locations. And for any that let's say a venue constantly uses 3 destinations that are very popular, they'll always appear at the top of the list, and they can quickly select them as well. And then obviously the driver would have that information presented to them in the car, compared to the one where they wouldn't have that. And again, you mean with the one you have the live updates as well on delays, and well, actually the delays are something new, but the ETA for when they arrive, and it kind of really improved transparency with passengers as well. So that's all of the new kind of feature, and also it's a lot quicker. You may have seen a previous Pro version, it was a little slower, and there's been a lot of updates to it recently. So the speed is something you might experience on a tablet now as well. And finally, we actually have the newest feature, which a lot of people seem to be quite excited about, is the QR code. So once a TaxiButler ride is placed through the TaxiButler, at the end of the process of the customer going through it, they'll be presented with a QR code on the screen. And then if they use their mobile, they can then scan that code, and it will bring them to a booking page, which we've created ourselves on their mobile. So first they'll be given a text message with the link. They click the link, and then they are presented with this page where they can see all the details of the ride on their mobile. So they don't need to stand by reception. They can go out to let's say the waiting area, and they'll have it on their phone still. They can see everything. And the live updates as well, which is great because now it's a bit more flexible. We are looking to also change in future so they can actually see the driver moving on the map. Currently working on that at the moment, but at the moment it's mainly just the timing of the ride which is presented. But yeah, working on some new features for that as well. So that's the Pro, and that's all the new features. I'm just going to dip back into the main presentation.
Sorry, does that still give a reference? As the old one did, reference 1.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
See it on the screen anywhere.
Oh no, it's probably because there's more information. It might be hidden, but it gives a reference still.
Right. Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than the one, but oh yeah, something I didn't mention was the Pro has Wi-Fi as well, so it's 4G SIM included, but it's also got Wi-Fi if you would like to connect. So you have 2 options there, and if Wi-Fi drops out, it will automatically connect to the 4G network.
That's good.
You are given access for both devices. You're given access to a portal, which you can log into, and it provides stats on all the rides, so successful, if there's any cancelled, if there's any that have failed. Usually cancel and fail quite low, but if it does happen and you can identify that, we can look at it together. You can see how many butlers are online, how many taxi butlers are offline. Sometimes some devices go offline when a venue turns them off, and if you can see that, you can give them a quick call or an email and say, look, can you just switch it back on? And get the rise going again. You can also download stats to see month on month, year on year, to see kind of ride numbers. You can add, it's a really good way to, when you receive TaxiButlers, you just set them up in this portal. It's really quickly as well and really easy. You add venues in there, you delete them. So everything's done within this portal to help you basically track your success. So it's all visible. So I mentioned earlier on, hotels, bars, restaurants are the main kind of ones a lot of people use them for in terms of venues. But yeah, hospitals, event spaces, business receptions, supermarkets, retirement homes, even recently people have been using them, which I wasn't sure about to begin with, but it seems to be going quite well. Older people adapted to technology, it seems. But I think the main ones, you'll always have the core ones at the ones listed here, but there's always room for new ones popping up as well. So at this point, usually what I say is if anyone is interested in using TaxiButlers, there's always a 30-day free trial. So you send them out, you trial them out for 30 days, and then you see how you feel about them. There's no obligation at the end of it. If you love them, then great, you continue. If not, then fine to send them back. We've also got a special deal with the Take Me group. So usually there's an upfront hardware fee per device plus a monthly rental or subscription. But with Take Me group, there's no upfront hardware fee associated with the TaxiButlers. We also have a deal at the moment, which is you get 3 months free subscription as well. So if the rental per month per butler is free for 3 months for new orders. So that's something that would also apply here as well if you were interested in trying them out. So yeah, that's the usual process. If you were, we send them out. You just create a new profile. Once we send you a form, you can receive them within 1 to 2 days and start cracking on with them for a free trial. And that's it. Any questions from anybody?
Where do you get the waiting times from? Does it pull the same place as the app?
Yeah, the waiting times would be from, I think it uses the, we're actually driven by Google Map, but also TomTom, and it calculates it through that, which I think it also does that by talking to a dispatch software, but it usually, yeah, it's based on that.
Okay. And how much was the Pro?
So the monthly, it depends. There's 2 different agreement types you can go for. If you go for the monthly rolling agreement, it's £17.54 a month. If you were to do a 2-year agreement, it's £14.91 per month.
2 year. And the 2G software is getting phased out soon. And then over the next 5 years, the 3G software is getting phased out. So it would be more logical to go to 4G anyway, wouldn't it? Because 2G and 3G won't be there anymore.
Yeah, I think it will be phased out. I think at the moment, yeah, like you say, it could be a couple of years and people are still free to use the 2G, and it gets to that point in the future where 2G is phased out, then we're putting plans together to be able to change them over. So if you wanted to, we could start with 2G, but if, yeah, I can see what you say, it probably makes sense in some cases to start with 4G. The 4G option is only is £1 more per month compared to 2G, so maybe it's worth to avoid the hassle of changing it in future.
Cool. And the QR code, does that come up the minute you press book, or do you have to wait until it's assigned?
As soon as you press book, I think it usually is assigned within 10 seconds, but it says it will come up and they can, yeah, pretty much instantly, as soon as you press the booking, it will come up as an option.
Okay, that's the only questions I had.
Eddie, well, just let them know, guys know about, might be thinking, do you take any commission out of each job? So you're just, yeah, I know you don't, but just let them know. Oh,
thank you for that. Yeah, no commission from us on that. Any other questions from anybody else?
No.
Just a quick update. If I sorry for joining you a bit late. I'm Suki from Heritage and Take Me.
Hi, Suki.
You all right, mate?
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. I did text David yesterday to say I'm going to be about 10-15 minutes late prior arrangements before this was arranged.
All good, Suki. I can share the presentations with you after this as well, so you can have a look at them.
Actually, to be honest, I think it's being recorded anyway. I'll have a look at it then. That'll save everybody's time.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll post you a copy. There's some just an updated product there, Suki, to look at. I like the idea of the QR codes. The QR codes that appear at the end of the booking process on your Block of Cheese Pro, would that QR code, would we be able to adapt that? So some places may not want the butlers, but if we just put pictures of the QR code around so they can just scan it and then go into the booking process.
So that's the project we're working on at the moment. And I need to speak with our product team how far along that is, but I know they're making really good progress with it, and it's something that we'll be able to trial out, I think, with some customers. And if you're interested, then we could talk about that.
Yeah, because in theory, you have those QR codes in each room, couldn't you? And so,
yeah, exactly.
With student accommodation, because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, QR codes were on the way out, weren't they? They were launched and everyone used them on their advertising. Then people forgot about them. Then this virus came along and everyone started getting used to using QR codes. And now most phones, you can use them from your photo software on your phone, can't you? So yeah, they're definitely making a comeback. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, I'll catch up with our product team this week, and once I know more about where we're at with it and the rollout, 100% we can chat to you about maybe working with us as a beta testing partner, maybe.
Yeah, excellent. So how many? I know Stoke have got a few taxi butlers. Bobby couldn't make it. He's busy. Birmingham have got a few out. I think Darren at Westside, he's sending his back apparently, but that's purely because he can't cope with demand there at the moment. So he's had to turn them off because obviously he got them into hotels and things, and they were booking at peak time when he was busy with CMAT school contracts. So he was just constantly letting the hotels down. So, we've
actually switched most of our end off as well, David, because one of the things we found at peak times, drivers are recovering as directed jobs first, because whether they've got a school contract or whether they want to go home or pick their own kids up, and we're finding the last jobs left on the screen when it's peak time are normally as directed ones.
So that's because is that because the one doesn't have the destination, right? Is that, I'm guessing?
Probably.
Yeah, we've got the old ones. Yeah, it's got no destination on it.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, so maybe the Pro is maybe a bit more suitable because you can put the destination in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that would fix it. Yeah.
I think that's been a problem, that's been coming on for the last 12 months, Eddie. I think, the destination thing, because the drivers, the mentality of certain drivers, and the thing, well, we're just from here down the road, Mrs. Miggins is just going a mile down the road, you know what I mean? Instead of they're all looking for that, £110 job to, every single one of them. So, but it's certainly a positive to add that to the mix as well. Yes.
Yeah, because it's not just private hire companies going through this issue. I called last Friday, I was out, so I tried in this particular area. I tried Bolt to see what the service was like, and 5 drivers recovered my jobs, and eventually Bolt said, sorry, no taxi. So I think it's just the driver mentality, no matter where they're working. They want to pick and choose.
They've always been like that, and I think they always will be, to be fair. We all want the best, don't we? I want that, I want that.
One of the incentives we do it in Leicester, or Nigel does in Leicester, is we load the tariff on the taxi butlers for hotels because they're not regular loyal customers. So what we do, we also put a booking fee on there. So each job we collect 50p, which the driver collects on our behalf, and we give them a higher tariff. I think most drivers, I'm just thinking of Winstanley House, Nigel, and things like that. The tariff is almost like 45% above the normal tariff, and they still just book.
I've got one actually going in this afternoon to the Holiday Inn in Wigston. Finally got there, Ash. Finally got on.
I'm glad to hear it.
So yeah, I mean, she loves it. Can you bring the thingy in soon as? Yeah. She calls it a thingy, so I don't care.
Block of cheese, I call it. I mean, the beauty of it is no one's going to nick it because other competitors of yours use like a smartphone, don't they?
Yeah.
I know David Wright at Bounds with his Whiz app. He developed one, and he went out and bought like 10 mobile phones, and by the end of the month, they'd all been nicked. Whereas no one's going to nick that block of cheese.
Yeah, unfortunately not. It's not the most attractive looking, maybe, but
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
If it's on a hotel reception, you're not tempted just to walk past and put it in your pocket.
That's it. Yeah.
I think we had before some literature to say, book your taxi here at reception, and I'm sure we had some back in the old. Did we have some actually, or am I imagining? Did we make them up?
Say again.
We had like a little banner type thing on the desk, book your taxi here, and did we have did we make them always a surprise?
I mean, certain places, on the big hotels that use them and whatever, they're there, for the reception staff, and they all know it's there, and bang, 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 away you go.
But again, obviously, if we had the QR code, that'd be there. You could actually have it next to you, as well as in every room and every floor, and that's okay. I like the upgraded one.
Yeah.
That again, like you said, from a driver's point of view, I know where I'm going. I know things like that. Again, the customer can put it in, or the receptionist.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a lot of people are giving us good feedback about it. I think the one will always have its place in certain venues or certain areas, but as we move forward, I think the Pro will be in more demand as well.
Did I notice it gives the different vehicles as well? So at the minute it's just a 4-seater, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah, I didn't actually mention it. I missed that bit. So yeah,
I saw it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so with the Pro, it's unlimited vehicle types compared to the one where you've got 2 options. So yeah, the Pro is, you can do disabled, you can do minibus, So there's any options you want, really.
See, we kind of sell it to them, ease of use. You're on the phone normally, wait for a taxi, click a button. But now we've got the second ones. If you want to put the information in front of the customer, you can. You got to say, yeah, doing whatever they're doing. And that's the way we sell it to them in essence.
Yeah, that's the way. And then with this one, I suppose, the new one, you've got the option of still pressing that button if you want to do that. But
you press it once and get a taxi here, or press whatever for an 8-seater, 20 minutes, whatever you want. Yeah. So they're going to have that option to simplify it or not.
Yeah. And do you think if they also had the option of doing voice activation, do you think that means something maybe might be interested? They would just like you would with a Alexa or Google Nest. Do you think they might be interested in that as well?
It's worth asking the question to the customers where we've already got them in.
Yeah, it's not something we've got. I mean, that will take a while, but it's some ideas we're having to help improve the process further.
Because it depends on how loud the room is.
Yeah, someone else did say that as well.
It's a busy reception, and you're trying to shout into it, and someone else is going on with the football. Next thing, it's going on a football.
And how drunk the passenger is.
Yeah.
Is that you, Suki, you're on about, thinking of there?
Does anybody have any more questions?
No.
What I'll do then is I'll share the presentation, both the standard one and the Pro as well, with everybody afterwards, and details on the free trial, etc. And if anybody is interested, please let me know. You can reach out and we can start that process together.
Brilliant. And as usual, a copy of this meeting will be posted on Slack. Okay. Eddie,
really appreciate everyone's time.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Thanks, guys, for attending.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. Speak soon.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.